Student myself Manoj Chotia from Raghunath Vidyalaya Ratangad. Welcome to our new class. We are studying means of transportation. In means of transportation, the first step is diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the movement of particles or molecules. The movement of particles or molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Means from higher concentration to region of lower concentration, movement of particles or molecules from its higher concentration to lower concentration is called diffusion. Movement by diffusion is passive and many form one part of the cell or from one cell to another cell. Diffusion is allow process and energy expenditure take place and it is not depend on the living system. For example, whenever we took a drop of ink and put in a glass of water, then whole ink is sprayed in a glass of water. So that is called diffusion. Or whenever we take a scent, then the smell of scent is sprayed all over the environment. So from higher concentration, the movement of particles or molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration is called diffusion. Or a burning of incense stick, agarbatti, put in a corner of a room and its scent will spread all over the room. That is the example of diffusion. Now diffusion pressure. We have to know what is dP. This is also helpful in water relation. So dP. What is dP? The pressure developed as a result of diffusing nature of molecules or ion substances is called diffusion pressure. The pressure developed as a result of diffusion nature of molecules or ions or substances is called diffusion pressure. Means by which pressure the molecules of anything is spread in all over the environment is called diffusion pressure. Diffusion concentration of diffusion substance during diffusion depends upon concentration of diffusing substances. Means higher larger molecules spread slowly and smaller molecules spread quickly. Or we can say in gaseous substances the diffusion is so high, in liquid some low, and in solid a very low. Two substances can be diffused in a same medium concentratedly and the diffusion both is independent. Means whenever we took an example, in a glass of water we put one drop of ink and one drop of milk, then they spread in this glass separately or independently and they did not disturb each other. Now factors affecting diffusion. Factors affecting diffusion. What are the factors? First of all, temperature. The temperature increases, the diffusion is also increases, or we can say the rate of diffusion is directly proportional to environmental and internal temperature. Therefore the rate of diffusion increase with an increase in temperature. Now second factor, concentration of medium. Concentration of medium is also affect diffusion. On increasing the concentration of medium, the rate of diffusion decreases. On decreasing the concentration, the rate of diffusion is increased. Means वही बात कि solid अगर concentration ज्यादा होगी तो diffusion rate कम होगी, liquid में diffusion rate उससे ज्यादा और gaseous medium में सबसे ज्यादा. तो concentration of medium is also affect diffusion. And third is density of the diffusion particle, or we can say density. Density D is equal to 1 upon root D. Density is the rate of diffusion of any substance is inversely proportional to the square root of its density. That is, the rate of diffusion decrease with increase in density of the diffusing particle. Here small d is denoted density and capital D is denoted the rate of diffusion. And next factor is pressure. As like temperature, pressure is also affect diffusion. The rate of diffusion is proportional to the pressure. And last, the size and weight of diffusion particle. If the weight or size increases in diffusion particle, then rate of diffusion is low. Now, what are the importance of diffusion? What are the importance of diffusion? The importance of diffusion in plants are: first, the gaseous exchange during process of respiration and photosynthesis. Second, the process of passive absorption. Whenever root absorb the water, so it is with the help of diffusion, and that is called passive absorption. In evaporation, water from intercellular space during process of transpiration. In diffusion of food material, it is partially absorbed of mineral and salts. Osmosis and imbibition are also depend on diffusion. The absorption of water through root take place by diffusion. The distribution of hormone take place by distribution. So these are the importance of diffusion. Now, types of diffusion. There are three types of diffusion. First, simple diffusion, which we studied, and second is facilitated, and third is active diffusion. In the simple diffusion, molecules or particles of any element goes through from its higher concentration to lower concentration. That is called simple diffusion. Facilitated diffusion. The facilitated diffusion is also a simple type of diffusion, and even in the also energy of ATP is not used. A concentration of gradient must already be present for diffusion or occur. The rate of diffusion depend on the size of diffusing substances or partially. Obviously, the diffusion of any substances across a membrane also helpful, or means we know that first of all you have to know the cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up of PLP, means protein, lipid and protein. The cell membrane is made up of protein, lipid and protein. Whenever any substances which combines with water, that are not diffused through the cell membrane. But whenever any substances which helpful or dissolve in lipids, they can dissolve lipid, they can also diffuse properly. But whenever any substances that are not dissolved in lipid, they can pass through the cell membrane with their protein. So that is called facilitated diffusion. A way diffusions occur with the help of carrier protein is called facilitated diffusion. Means these are the lipids and these are the proteins. These are the proteins. So any element which can diffuse, this is the outer side of cell, and this is inner side of cell. Whenever any particle diffuse in the cell with the help of protein, that is called facilitated diffusion. Means, as described earlier, the facilitated diffusion, especially protein, help to move substances across membrane without expenditure of ATP energy. Facilitated diffusion cannot cause net transportation molecules from a lower to higher concentration. It would require input energy. Now we can say the three passive symptoms of anipod. You can see three types of passage. First, unipod, whenever a single molecule goes inner side of the cell, then it is called uniport. This is called uniport. And whenever two molecules goes with, that is called symport. And whenever one molecule come outside, just like B, and A goes inside, that is called एंटीपोर्ट. जब कोई एक मॉलिक्यूल अकेला सेल के अंदर प्रवेश करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड यूनिपोर्ट. एंड दो मॉलिक्यूल साथ में, व्हेन टू मॉलिक्यूल्स ट्रांसपोर्ट टुगेदर इन वन डायरेक्शन, दैट इज कॉल्ड सिम्पोर्ट. एंड व्हेनेवर वन मॉलिक्यूल गोज इनसाइड एंड वन मॉलिक्यूल goes outside, that is called antiport. So there are three passive symptoms of antiports. And in mitochondria, chloroplast and bacteria cell membrane, there are large pores for the diffusion particle, and that pores are called porine. So here one mark question is performed. What is porine? The pores found in mitochondria, chloroplast and in bacterial membrane, which can make passage to transport particles or molecules or ions, is called porine. Now third part is active diffusion. In active diffusion, the transport of substances or molecule with the help of the carrier and energy, that is called active transportation. In this, the transport substances, molecule or ion take place against the concentration gradient. Means we are saying that the diffusion is from higher concentration to lower concentration. But in active transportation, the molecules goes from its lower concentration to its higher concentration also. Means the transportation of molecule or ion take place from lower concentration to higher concentration. For this, energy is required. For this, energy is required, which is obtained from ATP. Active transportation is carried out by specific membrane. Active transportation is carried out for special membrane, that is called protein or proteinous membrane. Differentiation protein play a major role in both active as well as passive transportation pumps. Protein that use energy to carry substance across the cell membrane. The pumps can transport substance from a lower concentration to higher concentration, and there are called so that proteins are called carrier protein. Like enzyme and carrier protein are very specific in what they carry across the membrane. These proteins are sensitive to inhibitor that react with protein side. Now these are the three types of diffusion. In next video we will study plant water relation, diffusion, imbibition, osmosis, etc. Till then, thank you.